Imagine buying your dream home only to discover 6 months later that your daily commute has doubled. Not because of an accident, but because a massive highway construction project nobody warned you about. Unfortunately, that's a very real possibility in parts of Houston right now. Before you buy anywhere in the Houston area, you need to know what's happening along Interstate 10, Interstate 45, Highway 59, US 290, and the rapidly growing corridors surrounding some of Houston's most popular suburbs. Some of these projects are expected to last for years, and they won't just affect your commute. They could impact your quality of life, your home's accessibility, and even which neighborhoods make the most sense to buy in right now. If you don't know where this construction is happening, you could end up loving your house but dreading the drive. So today, I'm going to show you which Houston neighborhoods are likely to feel the biggest impact, which areas I'd be more cautious about buying in during active construction, and which communities I still believe are excellent long-term investment despite all the road work. Because this video isn't about telling you not to buy a home, it's about helping you make a smarter decision before you do. And if we haven't met yet, I'm Travis Harris with Travis Harris Signature Properties. My team and I help families relocate to Houston every single week. And one of the biggest mistakes we see buyers make is focusing only on the house without understanding how future infrastructure projects can completely change their daily life. So if you're wondering where you should and shouldn't be looking right now, you're in the right place. Let's get started. Before we jump into the neighborhoods, let's talk about why this actually matters. Over the next several years, Houston is investing billions of dollars into some of the largest highway improvement projects in its history. The goal is very simple: reduce congestion, improve safety, replace aging infrastructure, and make it easier to get in and around the city in the long run. The problem is we have to live through the construction first. And depending on where you actually buy, that construction could affect your daily commute for years. If you are relocating to Houston, this is one of those things that rarely comes up during the home search. Most buyers are focused on the home, the schools, the neighborhood amenities, and the price. But very few stop to ask, what's my drive going to look like for 2 years from now? That's the question we're going to answer today. Now, this isn't a list of every road project happening around Houston. Instead, I'm focusing on the major highway corridors that I believe relocation buyers should pay the closest attention to because they serve some of the fastest growing and most popular suburbs in the Houston area. We'll cover Interstate 10, Interstate 45, Interstate 69 and the West Loop, and one of the biggest local infrastructure projects affecting Cypress and Hockley along US 290. Then I'll show you the neighborhoods that could feel those impacts the most, who these projects are most likely to affect, and which communities I still believe are excellent long-term places to call home. Let's dive in. Let's start with Interstate 10, better known as the Katy Freeway. If you're planning to work in the Energy Corridor, Memorial City, downtown Houston, or anywhere along Houston's west side, this is probably the most important project that you'll want to pay attention to. One of the biggest construction projects is happening near White Oak Bayou, where portions of westbound I-10 are expected to be reduced to just 2 lanes during parts of construction, while bridges, drainage improvements, and several major freeway connections are rebuilt. That means slower traffic, longer travel times, more congestion, especially during peak commuting hours. So who should pay the closest attention? If you're considering communities like Cinco Ranch, Ellison, Sonterra, Cane Island, or many parts of Katy, this is likely to have the biggest impact on your daily drive toward Houston. Now, let me be very clear. Would this stop me from buying in Katy? Absolutely not. In fact, I recommend many of these communities all the time. They're still some of the best master plan communities in the Houston area with excellent schools, strong amenities, and solid long-term resale potential. What I am saying is you need to go in with your purchase with realistic expectations. If your job requires driving I-10 every morning, your commute over the next several years may be longer and more unpredictable than what you're seeing today. For some buyers, that's a minor inconvenience. For others, especially if you're commuting 5 days a week, it could become a major quality of life issue. That's why I always tell relocation buyers, don't just fall in love with the house. Drive the commute and think about how ongoing construction could affect your everyday life before you make your decision. Next, let's head up north. This is probably the biggest highway project on today's list, the North Houston Highway Improvement Project. It's a multi-million-dollar reconstruction of Interstate 45 through North Houston and downtown, designed to improve capacity, modernize aging infrastructure, and rebuild several major freeway connections. The long-term goal is to make traffic flow better, but getting there is going to take some time. During construction, drivers should expect lane shifts, temporary closures, changing traffic patterns, and periods of heavier congestion throughout the corridor. So, who should be paying attention? If you're considering communities like the Woodlands, Conroe, Wood Forest, Grand Central Park, Spring, Shenandoah, or Oak Ridge North, and you'll be commuting into downtown, the medical center, or other major employment centers inside Houston, this project could become part of your daily routine for several years. Now, once again, I'm not telling you to avoid these communities. In fact, the Woodlands remains one of the most premier master plan communities in the entire country, and communities like Grand Central Park and Wood Forest continue to attract relocation buyers for good reason. The key is understanding the trade-off. You're getting incredible neighborhoods, excellent amenities, and strong long-term value. But if your job requires driving Interstate 45 every weekday, you should expect your commute to be more challenging while this project is underway. For many buyers, that's a trade-off they're perfectly willing to make. The important thing is making that decision before you buy, not after you've moved in. Now let's talk about what many people already consider Houston's biggest traffic headache, the Interstate 69 and West Loop corridor. This is where Interstate 69 meets Interstate 610, one of the busiest freeway interchanges anywhere in Texas. Unlike some of the other projects that we've already talked about, the challenge here isn't that construction is creating congestion. The corridor is already one of Houston's busiest every single day. Construction simply adds another layer of lane closures, traffic shifts, and delays an already heavily traveled route. So who should pay the closest attention? If you're considering communities like Sugar Land, Sienna, Richmond, Valley Ranch, or other areas in Southwest Houston, and you'll be commuting to the Texas Medical Center, the Galleria, Greenway Plaza, or downtown, this is definitely a corridor you'll want to factor into your decision. Now, would this stop me from recommending Sugar Land or Sienna? Absolutely not. In fact, they're still two of my favorite areas for relocation buyers because of their master plan communities, highly rated schools, great amenities, and consistently strong resale value. The question isn't whether these communities are worth buying in. The question is whether the commute fits your lifestyle. If you're working from home, have a hybrid schedule, or you don't need to drive through the West Loop every day, this construction may have very little impact on your quality of life. But if you're commuting to the medical center or downtown 5 days a week, you should go into the purchase knowing that your drive may be longer and less predictable while these improvements are underway. That's why I always tell relocation buyers, don't just choose the best house. Choose the house, the neighborhood, and the commute, because you'll be living with all three long after moving day. Now let's head over to the northwest side of Houston, because I know a lot of you watching this channel are considering communities in both Cypress and Hockley. Places like Bridgeland, Towne Lake, Dunham Point, Delrose, Jubilee, and Stone Creek Ranch. Now, here's the good news. US 290 itself isn't going through another massive reconstruction like it did years ago, thank God. But there is a significant local infrastructure project that relocation buyers should absolutely know about. Construction is underway to extend Greenhouse Road beneath US 290, creating a new connection to Skinner Road. The goal is to improve traffic flow and connectivity throughout this rapidly growing part of Northwest Houston. But during construction, drivers should expect changing traffic patterns, periodic lane closures, and delays around Greenhouse Road and nearby intersections. So, who should pay the closest attention? If you're buying in communities like Bridgeland, Towne Lake, Dunham Point, Delrose, Jubilee, or Stone Creek Ranch, and you regularly use Greenhouse Road, Barker Cypress, Fry Road, or Skinner Road, this is one project you'll definitely want to factor into your daily routine. Now, would this stop me from recommending these communities? Absolutely not. In fact, Bridgeland and Towne Lake remain two of my favorite master plan communities in the Houston area. And Hockley communities like Delrose, Jubilee, and Stone Creek Ranch continue to offer outstanding value for buyers looking for newer homes with more space. The difference is you just need to understand that getting in and out of this area may require a little bit more patience while construction is underway. The good news is, unlike some of the major freeway projects that we've already discussed today, this project is designed to improve local connectivity once it's finished. So for most relocation buyers, I see this more of as a short-term inconvenience that should provide long-term benefits as this area continues to grow. So what's the takeaway from everything that we've covered today? None of these projects would automatically stop me from buying in these communities. In fact, many of them are still some of the very best places to live anywhere in the Houston area. The difference is that today, you're buying with information that many buyers simply don't have. When you're relocating to Houston, it's easy to fall in love with a beautiful new home or an amazing master plan community. But you also have to think about how you'll actually live there, your commute, your daily routine, and how ongoing construction could affect both. Because the best home isn't just the one with the perfect floor plan, it's the one that fits your lifestyle both today and several years from now. So what's the takeaway from everything that we've covered? It's actually pretty simple. Don't let road construction make the decision for you, but don't ignore it either. Instead, treat this as one more piece of information that helps you make the smartest decision possible. The truth is, every fast-growing city grows through periods of major infrastructure improvements. Houston is no exception. In fact, many of these projects are happening because these communities continue to attract thousands of new residents every single year. The important thing is understanding not only what your commute looks like today, but what it could look like 2, 3, or even 5 years from now. Because a beautiful home is only a part of the equation. The neighborhood, the schools, the amenities, and yes, the commute all play a role in your day-to-day quality of life. That's why I always tell my relocation clients, don't just choose the house, choose the neighborhood and choose the commute. When all three work together, that's when you found the right home. Now, if you're thinking about relocating to Houston and you're just trying to decide between Katy, Cypress, the Woodlands, Sugar Land, Missouri City, or anywhere else here in the Houston area, my team and I would love to help you. One of the things that we do with every relocation client is help you compare more than just homes. We look at commute times, school options, future growth, major infrastructure projects, and the overall lifestyle each area offers so that you can make a decision with confidence. Sometimes that means finding a better route. Sometimes it means finding a different neighborhood that better fits your lifestyle. And sometimes it simply means helping you avoid surprises after you've already moved in. So if you're planning a move to Houston, give us a call, send us a text, shoot us an email, or schedule a Zoom consultation using the link in the description below. We help families relocate to Houston every single week, and we love the opportunity to help you make Houston feel like home. Before you go, I'd love to hear your thoughts today. Would a major road construction project change where you decide to buy a home? Or would you still choose the right neighborhood if everything else checked every box? Let me know down here in the comments below. I read every single one of them, and I'd love to hear your perspective. Now, if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and turn on those notifications. Every week, we share honest, data-driven advice to help you make smarter decisions when relocating to Houston. Again, I'm Travis Harris with Travis Harris Signature Properties. Thanks so much for watching today, And until next time, we hope to show you around town.